Well, would you look at that? There's four of us yet again. Who would have guessed?
Yay, I'm back.
Yeah, finally. You
Hey,
missed.
okay. I had a very valid reason for not being here last week, okay?
Yes, you did. Yeah, to the point where Ambrose was like, I'm not going to punch down on Logan today.
Okay.
So you know you had a valid reason.
And now that she's out of the hospital, I'll go ahead and just say it. My grandma was in the hospital last week. Thankfully, as of today, she is now out of the hospital. So we're good. Everything is great. But yes, I'm very, very happy to be back in the land of the Morbids. I did make it back, so I'm very happy to be back here.
Thank God. This time you can't escape the wrath of the Morbids. This time you won't escape. Which, by the way, hola, 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 and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real in the tea in reality. You can always come first to quench your thirst. I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I am here to talk shit and get hit. This episode, Lord have mercy, this is, I think, my favorite episode of the season. It was messy as hell, and I'm so excited. I have so many questions, and I'm so excited to talk about it today.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I decided to wear one of my favorite Dragula winners shirts. It is Dolly right here. The back is like covered in Dolly. There's like Dolly all over it. Where is it? There you go. See, lots of Dolly.
I would like Dolly all over me.
Love that. I know, right?
That's beyond the point.
I was thinking about it. It's too bad I wore my Cheddar Gorgeous shirt a couple weeks ago, because this would have been a great one to have.
That would have been a great
cheese. You know?
Dolly's not too far off.
Oh my
God. Yeah, cheddar.
Cheddar. Yes. But right now I'm just drinking some water, and yes, there is some water in here. It is a swig, but I still have water.
Would you say that is a generic bottle of water, David?
Sure. Yes. Let loose.
Great. Thank you. I love my let loose. And hi everyone, I'm back. It is me, Logan Murphy. I say something gay. Oh, the algo gay. I'm compensating for the fact that Eduardo apparently didn't have a drink. I have 3.
Oh my God.
Today's a very long day for me.
And I have
we forgot to tell
drink.
Well, we forgot to tell our extra special guest, who we will acknowledge very shortly, to have a drink. So I am compensating for everybody. But in classic ADHD fashion, I have 1 to hydrate, 1 to caffeinate, and 1 just for fun. So I have water. I have a beautiful Marquise brand energy drink, not sponsored, but I would love to be. It's lemon lavender flavored, and it's very delicious. I'm a big fan of it. And then I have a beautiful Whole Foods brand lemonade nutrient enhanced water beverage. That is literally what it's called.
That's wild. That's so complicated.
It's vitamin water.
Murky water.
It's vitamin water.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fancy Gatorade. It's fancy fucking Gatorade. But it was cheaper than all of the other Gatorade options that I had at the time, surprisingly. So, but any of the above things that I mentioned drinking could be put in a cup mug. Ooh. Ooh. And you can get your cup mug and any of our other merch at lonagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship domestically
pointing.
Over here. I don't know where he's pointing at this point.
I was pointing over here, and then I was pointing over here.
Well, I don't know why you're pointing over there, darling.
Is it backwards in my phone? God damn it. Never mind.
Yes.
No, it's fine. Here's what you have to remember. You have to remember that when you're sitting in here, everything is mirrored. So imagine that David is on your left.
Right here.
Yeah. So it's the opposite of where you're thinking. So because he's on the right of you in the studio, it's the opposite because everything is mirrored. So
my brain
imagine
hurts.
that he's sitting on your left. Yeah,
my brain hurts.
Trust me, I've been using this for 4 years now. That's how I've been thinking about it. Anyway, we do ship domestically within North America and allegedly internationally, so there are no excuses. Go get your merch. Thank you. It is now allegedly. But also, we have a beautiful, lovely, another one. Thank you. We are collecting the Morbids at this point.
No, don't do that.
Well, at this point, we kind of are.
Kind of.
Hello, my name is Gouda von Cheese. I don't know how to translate my phrase. Tu peor quesadilla.
That's
Uh,
great.
Which
Your
is
worst
like your
quesadilla.
worst nightmare, but with a game
I love
work of
quesadillas.
cheese.
I think that's
Oh.
honestly the best way to describe you, and I think that's perfect.
Well,
I'm
yes.
gonna change it.
I don't think you should.
Welcome, though.
Yay,
you,
Coda!
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much. Thank you so much.
we're so happy to have you here, to have you talk about this great episode 8 of MorbiDrags. But before we get started and before we ask you all of the questions that we have to ask you, everyone, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things down below. All of our links will be down in the description below, along with all of Gouda's social media, so make sure to follow her as well. All of her links will be down in the description, along with everything else.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's get this started with. So first, hi Gouda, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Okay. That took
Are
a
you
while.
good? Are you
I'm confused.
good?
I'm confused. Like people in the comments are always like, we don't get how the game works. I was there, I didn't get it either. I was like, do whatever and just tell me if I in the finale or not.
Right.
That's so funny. Okay, but Gouda, we want to ask you, we ask all of the Morbids about this. What kind of inspired you to start doing drag, and how you got started in this world of doing drag, and specifically alternative drag?
Okay. I I wanted to do drag like since I was very young. I watched season 2 of Drag Race and I was like, I want to do drag. But it was like till season 6 when I saw Milk that I was like, I going to do drag. And actually my name is partly because of Milk. Because I was
Almost wore my milk shirt because of you.
My
That's so
ah,
funny.
you should.
Yeah.
Go change
David,
it.
go change. No, I'm kidding.
Do it in front of everyone.
Okay.
David, take your shirt off in front of the podcast. Go do it.
Ah,
Maybe later.
okay.
That's a Patreon exclusive. You're gonna have to pay for that.
Well, and I do it because of Milk, and I was doing it like in my room for a couple years, and then it was a theater play, Head with Ante Angry Inch, and if you go in drag, they give you like a free ticket. I almost didn't go because I didn't have like what to wear. I was like, I'm not going, but then I was like just resting in my bed, and I like, if I don't do it today, I never gonna do it. I take like a old pants, I cut it. I don't know what I did, but that day I go out in drag for the first time, and I haven't stopped since there.
Nice. Were you Hedwig?
No, I wasn't Hedwig.
Well,
You were the angry inch, weren't you?
oh my.
Maybe about 7.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh,
great size. Love the size. Love the size.
Yeah.
Ah.
I have a quick question though. Are you Lana Geray's cat?
Oh, maybe.
Her cat's name is Gouda.
Yeah, I see.
Speaking
I
of-
see that too.
Speaking of, does it bother you when we say Gouda instead of Goda?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
My name is supposed to be Gouda,
Mhm.
but I like it better like Gouda, and now I present myself like Gouda. I was telling my own name wrong.
Fair.
oh, well, that happens to the best of us. Dyslexia, it happens.
It does. It does.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want to ask you a little bit more about why you decided to audition for the show and what made you want to be a part of MorbiDrags.
And I want to answer that question because many people say that I don't represent what MorbiDrags is, but you have to understand that the audition was looking for alternative drag, monster and alternative. And I never say I was a monster. I'm an alternative drag queen. So that's what I go in. And of course, I'm a big fan of Dracula, and I almost never seen represented like the comedy horror, which I love. Beetlejuice, Mars Attacks, and all that stuff. And I wanted to do like this kind of show with a lot of color, a lot of fun. And I just think, oh, this is a different vision, and I wanna represent it.
It's
I
awesome.
love that. I love that. And I have loved, and as the resident Gouda von Cheese defender of this podcast from day one, moment one, you were my first draft pick, might I add. From moment one, I was like, I'm sold. And it was the drag name, it was the promo, it was everything about you. I was like, I'm sold, I'm hooked, because there was something unique and different for Gouda that I noticed from you immediately, and it was alternative, and it was different for this competition, and I noticed that immediately. And as we've seen over the weeks, I have really appreciated seeing how unique your perspective has been compared to everybody else in the competition.
Yeah.
I've loved seeing it, Gouda, because like you said, this competition, and what I love about MorbiDrags as well, I love that every week I'm just like, no, let me praise MorbiDrags again and again and again every time I get the opportunity. But it really is, what I love about it is it's just a platform for alternative drag. Yes, it's horror. Yes, it's camp. Yes, it's alternative. It's so much more than just horror at its core.
Yep.
And I love that you came into it with this alternative mindset, and you've brought so many different perspectives that all still feel within the same alternative universe. I want to ask, beyond, I love that you brought up Milk being an original inspiration for your drag, but I want to ask, what other inspirations do you pull from, and have you pulled from, to create Gouda the character, specifically for the competition, but also just in general?
Okay, like the main thing of Gouda is cheese is made out of rotten milk. Like, it's the best part of rotten milk. So Gouda is about taking no literal trash, but what is considered trashy or bad, or just like, I don't know how to say it, but it's about taking all of that and transform it into something beautiful, glamorous. That is why I like crystals. I like embellishments, because it's about making it pretty. It's like taking a back experience and making art for me. And that is like the make theme. And of course, I'm inspired in fashion. I'm a fashion designer, so a lot of fashion I'm inspired about, and not the regular ones, because I'm very niche in fashion. And I love punk, I love camp, I love theater, and I also see Gouda as a character, but it's not like a theater character that leads for 2 hours. It's a character that is constantly evolving. So it's not like this is Gouda and this is Gouda forever. It's like I have let her live what she wants to do or what I want to do.
It's more like an extension of you and how you're living your life, and then you let Gouda kind of live her own life as well, so kind of simultaneously.
And to me, it's about like transformation. To me, it would be so boring to be like the same character of the same colors all of my drag career. It will be boring. So I have to change it up.
I love that.
Very fair. I do have one last question for you before we get into the episode. I'm very curious, since you've been watching back the season, this was filmed a while ago, in last year. Has there been anything that really surprised you watching it back?
Oh, a lot of things. I was surprised of not watching some things.
Okay. Like what?
Like we living in the house. Like, I think everybody knows we were living together in one house.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that so bad. and I was so surprised it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. I would have loved like an untucked equivalent. Like I know there's some additional videos that are out on the channel, and I do love those. I would have loved a like behind the scenes in the house kind of almost untucked equivalent of just like seeing you all like day to day. I would have loved like seeing you all make coffee in the morning or something like that. Like I think that would have been really fun to see something like that.
We in the more news, we're just fighting about the dishes. Like the dishes weren't clean. We were all angry because the dishes weren't clean because we were living together, but also production was there, and we were all like washing our own dishes. But guess who wasn't washing their own dishes?
Ambrose.
No, production.
Oh,
Oh my
Not me coming
god!
for
Production. Can we not shit on Ambrose too much anymore?
I love her.
Can we
I love her.
not? And might I add, while we are on the topic of Ambrose, because I wasn't here last week, I'm going to take my moment to say, Ambrose, because I know you're watching this probably. Ambrose, ma'am, because I know you were mad I wasn't here last week, because I know you were mad that I wasn't here so you could call me out to my face, ma'am. I know you were, ma'am.
Would have been deserved.
It would have been 100% deserved, and I know it. And we're going to have our moment at some point in the future. I know we will, ma'am. I know we will. But I'm going to give you nothing but praise for last week, ma'am. Nothing but praise for last week, ma'am.
I was a little confused because I think they were for this week, and I was like,
no.
Not theirs.
No, I am discussing last week.
Yeah.
Because I was not here on the review last week. But last week, Miss Ambrose.
This week.
You did the damn thing,
Yeah,
Miss
this week
Ambrose.
was.
This week we will discuss this week. But last week, Miss Ambrose, you did the damn thing. I was proud of you. I was so, when I watched the episode, I was so pissed off that the 1 week I wasn't here was the 1 week I could have praised Ambrose. I was so fucking mad.
We still got one more challenge.
And I hope I will be here. I will be here. Bar anything crazy happening. But I will be here, and hopefully I will get to praise Ambrose on that occasion. But yes, indeed. But no, I love hearing like your comment about how your character is evolving. Like that whole thing, that is what I love, and that feels so MorbiDrags to me, and that is just like stuck in my head so much. I love that comment you made. That just I love that. Yeah. I've been so inspired by hearing all of you all, and Ambrose as well, because I did watch the episode and hearing what Ambrose had to say as well about, and Luxie for that matter, because I wasn't on that episode as well. But hearing you all talk about your drag journeys and like your inspirations for drag, like I just love it. And I appreciate all of you for coming on and sharing your journeys with us as well. Because I think that's one of the things that and again, production, love y'all. MorbiDrags, production, love y'all. But I think that's one of the things that I would have loved to hear a little bit more about is the journeys of everyone, and like a little bit more of like how everyone got into their drag and things like that as an additional part of the series. So I'm glad that we're getting as many of you on this show as possible so we can kind of highlight you all in that way. So
Yeah. Well, I think it is time for us to start the episode, shall we?
Sure.
Let's start the episode.
Okay. Let's start MorbiDrags episode 8, season 1. So we start the episode and everyone is fucking dead. Everyone's on the floor, just fucking dead. All right.
Not everyone.
Gouda von Cheese. Well, yeah, there was one person.
I think it was Auraria.
Oh, Auraria was like
running around.
Auraria had down killed everyone.
Are we surprised? No.
The plan was we were going to sleep and we're not going to wake up. Today there is not going to be episode because we want to sleep. That was the plan. And Araya decided to run like in circles.
Well, you know,
No
I
one is
loved it.
surprised by that.
Yeah, no one's surprised by that. Okay, so we get our video message like we usually do. It's just as wonderful as it always is. Production, you already know my thoughts on this. Anyways,
Where was Kovac?
Kovac was in
It's-
another world.
Kovac was too busy at the gym. So,
Maybe.
probably.
Yes, probably. Well, we get Alex. Alex comes in to give us our MorbiTask, and the MorbiTask for this episode is something that we have experience in. Luckily enough, weirdly enough, the MorbiTask was that the girls were going to have to take part in a podcast called Voces de los Invasores, also known as Voices of the Invaders. For those of you that don't speak Spanish, I'm talking to you, David.
That was
I knew the first word.
that was something. That was something.
Yeah,
First, I have to say, it lasts like not even a quarter of what it really was. Like it was so long.
Oh my god.
But it was
really?
so you could easily have like 2 hours of us being cringy as fuck.
Oh jeez.
It was cringe. It was pure cringe.
release the tapes. Release the
Release
tapes.
it.
Honestly, I would watch a couple of hours of that. That sounds fun.
No, it wasn't for me.
You had a
Well,
good
yeah.
team, though.
Yeah, you did have a good team.
You were with Dystopia and C-Facto.
Dystopian C-Facto. Those two were fighting, and I was like in the middle.
Mhm.
Isn't that how it's been for you this whole season, Gouda? It feels like the entire season has been people fighting around you, and you're just in the middle, just like, well, I'm just gonna be here and look pretty.
The thing is like, Luxie wanted to come for me like very early in the season, and I show everybody that I was no person to come for, and nobody else wanted to fight with me.
Period.
As you should.
They were like, we're gonna
As you
fight
should.
each other, but not you.
As you should, mother. As you should.
Yeah.
Speaking of C-Facto, why didn't they show your lip sync in the actual episode? Why was that a bonus?
I have 2 theories.
Okay.
One is money, like monetization.
Yeah.
And the
Oh.
second one is like my nipples. Like I think it will be very hard to censor the nipples.
True.
The whole
There were lots of nipples in this episode, though.
Well, yeah.
But those are my 2 theories. I haven't been confirmed anything.
I
But
mean, to be
I was
fair,
mad about it. I was mad.
I have an ad blocker, so I don't see ads. Period. Sorry, MorbiDrags.
Oops. Okay, so, Gouda, I wanted to ask you. You have experience hosting now. You've been in my spot before. What did it feel like to be the host of the first podcast? And also, I loved the story that y'all came up with. Me abdujeron y me pusieron chichis. That was so stupid. I loved it. What was going on? Who came up with the idea? What was the experience like?
Well, we were like changing like the monstrous press, and I see Dystopia with a breast, and I'm like, let's be stupid. Somebody they get you like boobs.
They abducted you. They gave you boobs. Absolutely.
And I want to be the host. Like when we were 3, they say podcast. I said no. We're gonna do Laura in America. I don't care. At that moment, I didn't care anymore. I was doing whatever I want. So we're gonna do Laura in America, and that was the team. And I was La Doctora Polo. It was like a mixed character.
No, but I definitely got what you were going for. Like it felt very much like y que salga el desgraciado. It felt very much like that.
That was my whole moment.
Yeah, I really appreciated what you did. I think you did a really good job. But unfortunately, you didn't win. Unfortunately, you didn't win
Again.
this one.
Well, this one I
Again.
understand. This one I understand. I think I shouldn't want that one. But like the three last ones, the one with Luxie, I think we should want the one with Luxie.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
and the thing I did with Satan, it was good too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
liked
yeah.
your
The
little-
doll, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like,
That one was good. That one was really
Yeah.
good.
but they didn't like it. It was like
It
too much.
feels like, for me, sometimes it feels like with the MorbiTasks, they're like, let's just draw names out of a hat to decide who wins sometimes. Except for that photo shoot where it was the styrofoam head photo shoot, because in that moment, I think it was Ambrose and Miley that won, and I was like, yeah, no, those were the best, because I think Miley was like chopping the head with like a knife or something, and I was like, yeah, no, that she did deserve to win that. I think.
Mhm. Well,
It does feel deserved.
Yeah, like I think they were the same judges, so that is why.
Right.
I will say, as somebody who watches without subtitles, I did have a favorite still, even though I did not understand what was happening. But there is something about Santa Bellissima, Luxie, and Auraria, especially when Luxie just like starts shouting and like, it was like, what is going on? This is hilarious. I thought she killed it. Like, it could have been an individual win for me, just because I liked Luxie so much in that.
Yeah, but it's always weird because sometimes they have one winner, sometimes they have two, sometimes
Mhm.
they have three.
Yep.
This
So
time.
they do whatever they want. Like
Well, they've
Like
said
the
it
whole-
throughout the season. Like, we do whatever we want. And you know
True.
what? I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the honesty.
By episode 3, I think we were all like, well, we're in for a ride, so cool.
Yeah,
And this
fully.
time they said 3 winners, and we said, okay.
Whatever you say.
yeah, they start giving one pin and today they give like 5, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
Tomorrow they're
so
gonna give 10.
yeah,
Yep.
I was there just expecting the moment where you get a pin, you get a pin, you get a pin, you get a pin.
I fully thought
Look
that was
behind
going
your
to happen this
seat.
episode.
True.
Look
I
under
did
your
too.
seat.
I was like, are they all gonna like give out 2 pins each?
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
fully.
Honorable mention for this MorbiTask when Androhina looks down and realizes her nipples are fully out and quickly like pulls up her top. That was hilarious to me.
I loved it.
It was so stupid. But yes, the winner of the MorbiTask is Sando Bellissima, Luxi Lu, and Araya Bonrote. Congratulations. You win. We don't know, but congratulations. You won prize. I
You-
don't know.
Come on, they already said it. They won points.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That excuse was valid for 5 episodes. Then they said that every winner gets points.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
They didn't know.
No.
Look, I have an excuse. I don't speak the language.
I have an excuse. I don't speak the language. Eduardo?
I have an excuse. I am neurodivergent.
Everyone gets excused.
Yay!
Confetti! There we go.
Yay!
You sound like the guy
God.
from The
On that
Amazing
note.
Race.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's a read or not, but you know what? That's fine.
Well, at least you're not a bitch like him.
No.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. And we get a dark room segment, which we haven't gotten in a little bit. I feel like
No.
last episode we didn't get one, and the episode before that it must have been a short one because we haven't really gotten a dark room moment in a while, in my opinion.
Or at least a
But-
good one. Like we've gotten like bits and pieces here and there. But we haven't gotten like a good segment in a minute.
Yeah, and we got several moments here in this dark room, which we have to get to. We have a conversation about how production is actually treating the girls, and like they took them to the movies, they're taking care of them, and they also like C-Facto mentions that they're giving them like mental health help and advice, which I really appreciate. Like these shows having that sort of situation, because it's a very stressful environment, and so I like to see that the girls are getting treated a little bit, even in a very stressful environment.
Yeah.
Gouda, what did you think about how production was treating you? Because it seemed like everyone felt like that they were being treated nicely.
Oh my god. it was it was okay for me. Like, you know, I I know about this business. I have been on other productions, so it's not the best treatment I have received, to be honest. It is not the worst. It is far, far, far from the worst treatment. Something I have to say is we make a list with like everything we needed for the house, like food and thing, and they bring us like every single thing we asked for,
Oh, good.
except for a mansion and 12 cars.
Well,
Well,
They
Wow,
still
that's
own
so rude
that,
of them.
right?
yeah, you all need an
well to
apartment
be
in Polanco, every single one of you.
Yeah, that's what
well
we
to
want.
be fair, there's only 11 of you, and well, there were supposed to be 12, allegedly, and it's season 1, so the budget.
Yeah.
You signed up for a season 1. You got it. Maybe not a mansion for season 1, maybe for season 2. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe for All Stars, you come back and you
Maybe.
get a mansion.
Well, no, because Gouda's gonna win, so she
Well,
doesn't need
yeah,
to come
Winners
back
can
for
come back
All
for All
but
Stars.
All
Stars.
she can
winners.
come back for All
There's
Stars.
always
All
season 1
winners.
All
only.
winners.
All winners.
That's when you get the
After
mansion. Is
11
when you come back for
seasons.
all winners.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
I haven't think about that.
Okay, we'll see you. We'll see you in 11 years.
Right, literally.
Oh,
Yeah. Once we're all decrepit and old, we'll see you come back, still looking as beautiful as ever.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I am
inject my
glad.
whole face.
Oh, absolutely. I am glad to hear that production is at least, treating you all good.
Mhm.
Gouda, one could say. Nope, that one was bad. That didn't work.
Oh my god.
Nope.
They keep getting worse.
I'm gonna stop. I know. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave him to the professional. But no, because not all of the broadcasted and televised drag programs can say such things.
Mhm.
So I am glad to hear that at least MorbiDrags is doing such things. Thank you, MorbiDrags.
Thank you, more.
Thank you, MorbiDrags.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, then we get a segment in which we talk about a certain someone and about how a certain someone has been living her life in the Morbi house, how she has, how she won a lip sync against C-Facto, how she is going to see MorbiDrags, how she made out with the sticker.
Oh my god.
Gouda, have you been living your life here in the Morbi house?
When I get into MorbiDrags, I did like 2 episodes and I was like, I don't get how this works. I don't get how this works. I just gonna have fun. I'm gonna take everything I can.
Oh, I love that.
I love
By the
it.
way, was it a good kiss? Was the sticker a good kisser?
It was a good kiss.
Okay. Period. As it should.
It's what she deserves.
Absolutely. That's where I was going to. It's what she deserves. Okay. We also have a conversation about the challenges that we're not gonna get, but that we wish we would have gotten on the season. Gouda, you mentioned that you would have liked to see a musical.
Of
I
course.
I want to hear your thoughts on how you would have done a musical here.
Oh, it could be about Rocky Horror, Little Shop of
Ugh.
Horrors. It could be about Adam's Family.
See, now I want to see you as Audrey doing Suddenly Seymour.
Yeah.
That
Me too.
And why do I want you as Audrey, and why do I want, and this might come out shady, I don't mean it to be. Why do I want C-Facto as Audrey too?
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Like, immediately when I thought of it, I was like, C-Facto is Audrey too. Like,
Well, who would be
she was
Seymour?
We've already seen her as a plant, so
exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Ah.
Who would be Seymour?
I mean, you could have, how we had Sasha Colby be the
Uh-huh.
guy. I could see Miley Fish going.
I was gonna say either Miley or Ambrose, because Ambrose has done a male character already.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, fuck all of that. Satan.
I'd be okay with that.
Satan. Done.
Satan
Or
doesn't
actually-
have any talent.
Well,
Satan can sing. Satan can barely walk. I don't want her to sing and dance and act.
Oh no.
Oh my
Well-
god. I love y'all. I love the Morbids because y'all are so shady to each other. I love it so much.
I want to say something. Satan didn't wear a skirt once because it have like this open up and she didn't know how to sew it. So she said, I can wear this.
Not this.
That's my girl right there, though. That's my girl, because I would have been the same way.
That's a lie, though. That didn't happen, but it could happen.
It could
Oh,
happen.
Lord.
It certainly could. Now, okay, Gouda, if you're Audrey, who would you cast from this cast as Seymour then? Who would you want to be Seymour?
I think Miley.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
She does sing, though. She sings.
Oh, okay, work.
We haven't gotten to see that, unfortunately, but maybe another
Yeah,
play.
like every drag show, there is two challenges I want to do. It's the musical and it's the sewing challenge.
Right.
Because I swear there is no way nobody can win me on those.
Mhm.
So if somebody does win, I'm gonna kill that person. So the win goes to me.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
That feels
yeah.
very MorbiDrags of you, and I love that. So
Maybe that's my strategy for the semifinal.
I
don't know.
support
Yeah.
that. I support that.
You did do Snatch Game though, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, actually? I want to know what was that like?
Well, it was totally random, and I get Alex Obando. And the moment I get Alex Obando, I completely forgot how he acts.
No.
Great.
I was like, "Who is Alex Obando? I don't know this person. Was he with us?
Gorgeous.
What does he do?"
Great.
But you
Yeah.
also gave us the iconic moment of the makeout. So I thank you for that.
I think
And I
I
think-
was like, okay, I cannot imitate him very good, but I can make these two kiss.
Work.
But yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Oh. Also, in the dark room, Luxie gets a boyfriend? Question mark?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently. So apparently, like, Luxie was looking for like a season romance relationship, and first she goes to like you, right? I believe. And then she switches her focus to the cameraman, and the cameraman goes, "You know what? Sure, fuck it. I'll be your boyfriend for the season."
They were like a couple for a couple days.
Oh?
It didn't last long.
Oh, he's been making more and more appearances. Like I used
Right.
to like have to like be like, oh, I saw him in the mirror, but now he's just like right in the shot.
Yeah. He's fully like having conversations with the camera, just like doing yes, doing no. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's so fun that just like the more that we go on with the season, the more meta and the more like breaking the fourth wall everything is getting. And like I love that the production and the editing doesn't take itself too seriously. And it's just like, no, let's just show the cameraman. Why not? Like, let's intentionally show it. I just appreciate it.
That is iconic. Whoever this cameraman is deserves a raise. I'll just say that.
He
You
does.
deserve a raise.
His name is Jesus. For that moment, he deserves a raise, but for the episode 1, take it away. Because he also edit the episode. So
It's a learning curve.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
he was learning.
So he's the
Relearning.
one listening to us when we said, hey, do the transitions, because that weird cut that one time was really weird. Okay, Jesus, I see you. I
but
see
he's
you
getting better.
listening.
He's getting better.
He is getting better. You know what, Jesus?
Yeah.
Now that I know your name, you're getting your 10s because the editing is improving. Work, Jesus.
No more oh Jesus grosses, right?
No more, oh, Jesus, gross. It's, oh, Jesus, work.
Yeah.
Work, baby.
It works.
Yes, God.
It works.
He's working. He certainly is working. But work,
Lord.
baby. You're doing your thing.
Overtime.
I appreciate it. No, because like at the end of the day, as I've said the whole season, we're fans and we just want the whole thing to be better and look better for the production, for all of you, for everybody involved. And it is looking better. And everything involved is looking so much better and cleaner and beautiful. And it's nothing we ever say is coming from a place of malice. It's coming from a place of we're fans and we want it to look better for all of us and for all of you. And it is. And we're loving to see it. So
Maybe
Well,
I
not
just feel the need
because-
to reiterate that every time I say something about the editing. But I love it.
Yeah.
We all
Okay.
love it.
Yes. Okay, it's time has come. It's time for the MorbiBall.
Oh God.
Let's get to it. So, we won't be talking about the looks in this episode specifically. We'll be talking about it in our companion series, Look Over Here, which we will be posting later, tomorrow, I don't know. But make sure to check it out. We will be telling you all of our thoughts on the looks. But I do, before we ask Gouda, I was going to ask you, but before we get started, I want to talk about Midas desperately trying to get Rico naked. He is trying so hard to get Rico naked.
I hope he's successful.
I also hope
I
he's
had to
successful.
one.
We're waiting.
Rico puts so much effort on his outfits. He shouldn't.
He should,
He should.
I mean,
he should just buy 10 different thongs in 10 different colors.
Yes,
all
I
he
agree.
needed. That's all he needed.
I mean,
agree.
we've all seen the Instagram story. We know
Mhm.
how much time he spends in the gym.
Yeah.
show
He
us
could
the
just
body.
be a sicker. He could be a sicker and the host. We'd all be fine with it, Rico.
Yeah.
Now, come on now.
And we also have our extra special guest judge. We have Fepo, who is a host of several podcasts like Paranormal, Insomnio, and Criminalmente. He is basically an expert in paranormal and extraterrestrial stuff, which, you know, when I heard that, I got worried.
Another
you know-
fucking expert. Jesus.
Another
no.
I said the same thing.
And that was,
No. No more experts in things.
but I love that the
No!
girl. I love that the Morbids themselves were like, "Oh God, not this again."
No. No.
Yeah. Well, the first expert we got, like he literally said to someone, "You're a spider. Why didn't you go in the walk?"
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
He was expecting the drag queen to go on the walk. He said to me, "You're a ghost. Why are you not flying?" And I was like,
Hello.
What?
"Of course they edit that.
As
They edit that
if
out."
I
but
needed it.
But he said it. He said it. "Why aren't you flying?" And I was like, "How are
You
you
wanna
supposed to
pay
do
for
that?"
Do you want to pay for the production of this show? Omar, I don't remember your last name, bitch ass man. You want to pay for the production of this show?
I
Oh.
he said it like he said it like
Mhm.
really expecting, and I was like, do we fly?" And I don't know how.
Do you expect?
You haven't
drag
unlocked that
queens-
part of your brain yet?
Right? Have you unlocked that part of your brain, sir?
Can you fly?
Show me how, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Jump up the building and I'll learn. Don't worry about it.
huh? As if I needed another reason to shit on this man. Jesus.
You should have said,
Oh my god.
excuse me, that's an offensive stereotypes about ghosts. We don't fly.
We float. Thank you. Moving on.
Oh my god.
We flutter.
Okay.
You should
Yeah.
know that. You're an
But Peppa-
expert.
Fepo was very respectful though. He was
Good.
a very good judge.
Mhm.
Good. Thank God.
Ugh.
Because Lord knows we've had very hit or miss judges.
And
Up in this
it
season.
seemed like it, and I was like, I really hope he was in person. And that was my number one question I was going to ask you, because as soon as they said expert, I know we were all just like,
Triggered.
Not again.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
Great.
Also, I know we'll talk about it on Look Over Here, but I want to say I thought the looks that Midas and Aradia had, the Georgie and Pennywise, I was like, oh, that's cool. I really like that as a couple's costume.
It was really cool.
Yeah. It took me a minute to understand it though.
Mhm. Took me
It
a
was
second.
I was like, why?
What's going on here? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I have a question for you. I would like to know, out of everyone here, who was your favorite? Who had your favorite look? this
Who was your
episode?
Oh.
Morbilicious?
It was a factor. Like I told him. Like every time I see a girl like with a really, really good look, I told her like directly, I love your look. Every time I see a girl with a very awful look, I tell her directly, what an awful look you
Well,
got.
well, then, who was your least favorite? Who did you tell had the worst look?
Ambrose.
You didn't even hesitate.
Yeah. I love Ambrose. We're very good friends. But when I was on MorbiDrags, like the only thing keeping me sane was like, at least I'm going to look better than Ambrose. Baby.
Ambrose, we love you. You are great.
Ambrose, you're great. Ambrose,
Yeah,
you're
like-
lovely.
Every week I was like, there is no way of me going to the bottom two because we have Ambrose and we have Aradia. So
Oh no!
Not this. Ambrose,
Everyone's
Aradia.
catching strays.
like Ambrose is gonna be the worst and we are gonna vote for Aradia. So what?
I mean, where's the lie at this point?
Yeah, like,
Oh.
boy.
No, I love them both. I love them both.
We love them both too.
And
You can go
Aradia-
check out our talks with both of them, but
Aradia's
yeah.
doing so good, and I don't understand why she keeps like being low, but she's doing so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
She looked really great in that promo that they just slipped in there too about a reunion.
Oh yeah, there's a reunion.
Reunion.
June 9th?
Not tonight. It's the 9th of June.
Yes,
Yep.
June 9th.
You're nice. Okay. But I want to ask everyone else, now that we asked Gouda, who was your Morbilicious?
C-Facto.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say it. C-Facto is also my Morbilicious, and I've been
Yeah.
accused of being biased towards C-Facto, but when you
Yeah, like
bring
my favorite looks from C-Facto were this alien, and it was also the mental illness one. Like
Mhm.
the way they were like conceptualized, I was like, oh my god.
So good.
They're so good because first is what C-Facto's always said he is like the bad face of the culture, and to me those two looks were genius.
Mhm. Yep. I thought it was so good. I also like Luxie would be my second Morbilicious
Good too.
because I thought the look was really cute and I really liked the performance of it.
Yes.
Yeah, she was very good. In person, Tameka didn't look good though.
Well, you know,
It didn't match, but in TV it looks good.
Yes.
that's fair.
Well, David had to go ahead and say an honorable mention instead of letting me go and say that my Morbilicious of the week is Luxie Lou. Because it's Luxie Lou.
And you still got to say it. Wow.
I sure did. No, I think Luxie was so stunning here. I loved this from Luxie. I think a lot of people did really well in this challenge. I was really impressed. Like the quality the quality at the start was a little crunchy from the group. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But as the weeks have gone on, the improvement from the group as a whole has been very impressive. And I've been really, really impressed. And I've said it every week that I've been here. The improvement has been really great. Luxie knocked it out of the park for me this week. Satan knocked it out of the park for me this week. I
have to say from Satan because nobody's saying it and I'm so surprised, but I have like this feeling that Satan is presenting the same look like 3 times in a row.
A lot of things have been similar. I do agree with you. A lot of things have been similar, but I think what it is, for me at least, for Satan, is that a lot of things for her fall in the same drag universe for her. There isn't a lot of versatility in her drag character, but I think what she's presenting has been very clean and very polished. Yeah. Is there a lot of versatility? No. And I will agree with you on that, Gouda. I definitely think she has given a lot of the same color palette, a lot of the same, like, similar character. But I think a lot of things fall into the same energy of character. Whereas a lot of the Morbids tend to go a lot of different places, like Androgyna, Aradia, C-Facto. And then we kind of have this other camp where a lot of people tend to lean in, and I love this about the group as a whole. There's this other group of Morbids that kind of stick within a character that kind of morphs into different forms almost. And I see Satan as one of those people. I see Sandovalissima as one of those people. I see Miley as one of those people. And I love the Morbids like that. I do agree with you, though, about Satan, though. I definitely see it. This week as well, I think the color palette for Satan is really what did it. She likes that black and white color palette. Mm-hmm. And I'm not mad at that here. I will also say my third, I loved Miley here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I loved Miley's. For me, it translated. I don't know necessarily if it didn't translate in person, because I see that look, Gouda. But I really liked what Miley presented. So
I didn't.
Fair. No, that's fair. Fair.
Yeah. They were looking at the camera kind of differently.
Okay, no, that's fair. And at the end of the day, I'm going off of what I saw on my computer screen.
And it's like this thing, like if she's gonna do like a glamorous alien, I was expecting bigger, more feathers, more glamour. Like a sequin dress ain't cutting me for a glamorous alien. Like, give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no, totally. Yeah. I see that.
Yeah. Well, y'all already took all of the Morbilicious that I would have given out.
Well,
so,
sorry, love.
My other two that I would like to talk about, I really appreciated Dystopia's take on a chest burster, and instead doing a face burster. I thought it was a really clever idea. I thought it was presented really well, and I thought it was really fun to see the performance of it all. Mm-hmm. But the other person that I want to talk about is, shockingly, the person that's on the podcast today. Who would have thought? Because Gouda, I really loved what you did here. I loved the reference to Mars attacks. I thought it was so camp, so funny, so hilarious. And the fact that they had a Mars...
Finally, somebody's been nice with the guests.
Well, I was going to bring you up as well.
I was too.
I just wanted to see if Eduardo was going to, because I wanted to ask you about the look specifically, but I was hoping Eduardo would.
Yeah, so I also really appreciated that you used the Mars attack alien that was there as a prop already, because no one else used it, and it made sense for no one else to use it. Oh, well, Luxie did. Yeah, but I thought that, Gouda, you were the one that used it the best, because, of course, this is the reference that you're making. Yeah. You're playing around with it. I thought it was really smart. I thought it was really fun.
That was my Lady Gaga moment. We got free reign.
It really was. It really was. I thought it was so glamorous. It was so beautiful. That brain looked wonderful. I thought you did an amazing job.
Yeah, because that was hair, right? That was just shaped like the ridges on a brain. Like, that's so cool.
I loved it.
Yeah. I've already told you before we started recording, but for me, this was my favorite week of Gouda von Cheese. Like, I thought you were so good, and I was really hoping you would get a pin. You deserve one.
Yeah, I deserve so much penis.
I agree. Yeah. I still stand behind the fact, and no one else on this podcast agreed, but I still think you should have gotten it for the circus week. I loved your circus look.
I was so confused about that week.
I loved that week. I loved that week for you.
That was the first episode, right?
Yes.
It was,
Yeah.
but it was like a ongoing theme, and I'm not gonna say it because it's not that I think I was the best in every episode, but for example, in this episode, I think I didn't receive like a single bad critique. Like they didn't tell me a single thing that was wrong with my performance of my outfit. I don't remember, but they did to everybody else. So I was like, oh, finally, I'm gonna win something. I don't know what, but I still was like in the below, like how do you say it? In the bottom rooms. I don't know.
You were in the middle one, right?
I was kind of and it was like you praised me so much, but you put me in the middle.
Right.
Like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
And it also didn't help like for me to improve because they were only telling me good things,
Yeah.
but it's still
'Cause,
like
like-
ranking me low. Like what the fuck?
Because we'll talk about it at the end, but like points wise, you technically tied for fourth with. There were 4 of you that tied for fourth, but for some reason, you're in the middle group, and nobody else is. When let's be real and honest and genuine here on the pod on this here occasion, you should have been in that second group.
Yeah.
At least over one of those girls. No shade.
Oh yeah, I could pick some because I'll just say it. Like I liked the concept that Sativa had, but I didn't think she deserved a pin this week.
Oh no, there are 5 of you that have 34 points.
Oh wow.
There are 5 of you with 34 points. And the only reason that one of you is in limbo, or one of them is in limbo, is because it's dystopia. And we'll talk about why. But I mean, it's a very high scoring week. So
judges were like off.
Yeah, but yes, a very strong week all around.
Yes, very strong week all around. And we get to the judges' critiques. And basically what we already said is what the judges say. It's a very strong week. It's a very, very strong week. I actually really appreciate it. I'm moving forward a little bit, but I really appreciated the Holy Trinity talking to all of the girls and telling them how proud they are of all of their growth, how Astra gets emotional after the critiques because she feels so proud of y'all to have like all of these queens to show all of the world and all of Mexico alternative drag is all about. I really appreciated this. I thought it was really nice to see.
Yeah.
I love that.
I will cry if I still cool, but I can't.
The Botox won't allow you.
You had them removed.
All of that.
What did they say? What did Paradox have to say about C-Facto's shoes? I caught that. I didn't have subtitles, so I was like, "Oh, she liked her, but she's coming for her shoes."
Yeah, basically.
The shoes were ugly. I told her I love the look, but the shoes are ugly, and I offered them like some other shoes he could wear, but he didn't want them.
Yeah, and
I was so glad because I'm gonna say it. These girls are wearing the ugliest shoes they are on earth. They're lucky they're not on camera, but they were ugly as fuck. I couldn't with the shoes.
Who had the worst shoes?
Dystopia.
Okay.
That's
Dystopia had the worst
damn.
shoes. Like episode 1. Oh my god. Satan did have pretty shoes. Satan did.
Okay, good.
That's my girl. Okay. Yeah, I do agree with the judges. Those shoes that C-Facto was wearing were a choice that was made. And you know what?
She should have put them back on the rack because she was not beautiful enough to wear those shoes.
Well, it's more like those shoes were not beautiful enough to be on her. So that's my opinion. Anyways, it's finally time to give out all of the pins that we're giving out because we're just giving pins out left, right, and center because like it's like candy over here.
And bonus points.
And bonus points.
Bonus points, pins, stars, MorbiDrags, MorbiDrags.
Beautiful benefactress badges.
Yep.
We're giving out
apartments in Polanco.
Golden plungers.
Golden plungers,
Scarlet
cars,
Scissors.
all of it.
the beavers.
I remember we got into a point in the competition when they didn't have penis. Like,
Really?
they just gave them all, and they were like, okay, we're gonna pretend to give this one pin to 5 people.
No.
Oh,
No. Horrible.
We didn't order enough.
Yeah, I think it wasn't their idea to give so much penis.
That's funny.
Jesus.
that's iconic. But yes, Midas chooses to not touch anyone, but he will give Luxie her 10 points back that he took away last week.
Oh, he did
And
touch
then-
someone, right?
Oh no, he did touch someone. Midas did choose to touch Ambrose. So congratulations.
Why are we
Ambrose.
forgetting about Ambrose again? Yay, Ambrose!
It was right underneath. It was right
Yay!
underneath. I'm sorry. I cannot read. I don't have my glasses on.
Ambrose!
Ambrose,
Yay!
point on the doll where Midas touched you.
Not this. In the mouth.
No, David! No!
It was on the mouth.
It was on the mouth.
No,
Does
it
she
was
have
on the
some-
arm she cut off a few weeks ago.
Oh no.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Oh,
Midas touches Ambrose. And Midas does give a pin because why not? And Midas gives a pin to Sandovalissima. Congratulations. Sure, why not?
Well,
yeah,
Julie,
I did not agree with this pin, but you know what? Whatever.
I didn't
It's fine.
either. I didn't either. I was surprised.
it certainly wasn't a bad look by any means of the imagination, but I was a very little gagged.
No,
honestly.
it wasn't a bad look, but when there were at least like 5 really good looks this week,
Gouda was right here.
including Gouda. Yes.
You know,
Stop
Sometimes he
forgetting
gets
about
good,
Gouda von Cheese.
the icon to
Is he lactose intolerant or something? Like, come on now.
There must be at this point because I.
Maybe
Well,
Maybe they-
well, the muscle gays don't consume dairy, so that makes sense.
Yeah. They're all muscle gays. Okay.
I
Then
was gonna
we
say the
have-
only pins you got were from Arabia, right?
The only pin I got, I don't remember who gave it to me. I remember I stole one.
So
Oh
you
yeah,
did get
that's right. Did they actually give you that pen?
Oh yeah.
that? Okay.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you a story. I will be very glad for you to see it, but they didn't. Like, it was in the house. C-Facto was like completely destroyed because we voted her. She was crying. She wanted to leave, and I was like there, like hugging her, like, "Oh, don't worry. It's a game. It's for fun. You don't have to be like that." And I was like, she was like completely destroyed, and in my head it was like, is this a good moment for us for the pin? Should I ask for the pin now?
Hey,
Yes.
by the way, I know that you're really sad and really like depressed right now, but can you give me that pen
Where's
you
that
have
pen?
right there?
Yeah, but
David,
I didn't. I was thinking it's the
David.
comedy. I thought that was going to be so funny, but I was like, but she's destroyed. I can't do that to her.
Yeah.
So
David,
I
Gouda,
waited like 15 minutes and then asked for it.
There you go.
David, Gouda is the Angelina Keeley of MorbiDrags season 1.
Can I have your pin?
Oh my god.
Can I have your pen?
C-Facto, can I have your pen? Can I have
C-Facto,
your
can I have your pen?
C-Facto?
Oh, can I have your
Gouda,
pin?
Gouda, do you watch Survivor by any chance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Damn it. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, can we send Gouda the clip, please?
We
Because
gotta find
it's-
it.
Okay, because there's a woman. Do you know the show Survivor?
Yes,
Are
I
you
do.
familiar? Okay, there's a woman on a season like 6 or 7 years ago that she voted someone out, and then on the way out asked the woman that she just voted out for her jacket,
Yeah.
And the woman
As
just
the woman-
ignored her.
and the
That
woman
would
just
be me.
ignored her. And that I'm like, you are the Angelina Keeley of
That's
MorbiDrags
something
season 1. I love it.
that's something I will do.
Yes.
can I have your jacket? C-Facto, can I have your jacket?
C-Facto, can I have your pen? Oh my god, I love that. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes. But yes, back to the pins. Sorry.
Back to the pins. Yeah. after getting emotional and telling the girls that she feels like their mom, does pick a favorite
Aradia.
child. Aradia. God, my brain is not
So many A names.
so many
I
A names.
know.
Uh,
And two Oradias.
and
Two
to
of them are
Aradia, so you can't blame me. Aradia gets emotional and tells the girls that like she feels like their mother, but she does pick a favorite child, which is C-Facto. C-Facto is Aradia's favorite child this episode.
El sesgo.
Her.
And Kovac is also giving out immunities left and right because Satan will be now immune from the next fisting zone because why not? We have the power and we're just going to use it. Why not?
Okay.
But the person that Kovac gives a pin to is Luxi Lu and Sativa, I believe.
Oh, is it Sativa?
Oops.
I believe it was Sativa.
I might have said
We
the
have
wrong name
Satan
to
Green
you.
written down, but it was Sativa. It was Sativa. Sativa
Blame
got a pin.
David.
I don't remember if I might have looked at my notes the wrong way, but yeah, this was another one I was surprised by. I'm like, I don't think Sativa.
Now it's fixed. Sativa.
I don't know. She did look good. I really like the concept of the boobs in the middle there. I just wanted more to it to be excited by.
And that makes Ambrose the only one with one pig.
And talking of Ambrose, guess who was condemned by the conclave?
Ambrose.
Wait, does
Ambrose
Aradia,
Agassi.
God.
does Aradia have 2 pins, or does she just has one?
I think she has two.
She has two.
Vis-a-Vis
really?
has two after last week.
Oh, she got 2 last week.
No, she got her second last week.
She already had one.
She had one.
She got one last time. Okay, you know what? Let's move on.
I'm gonna go look at it. I'm gonna go look at the draft because you keep track of it very well, David. So I'm gonna.
She got two. She got two. I'm very sure.
I'm pretty sure
Yes,
she got two.
episode 4 and episode 7.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you, David,
Like
for
I
keeping
said.
track of pins in a very efficient way through our draft. So thank you, David.
Except Luxie's is not notated in there for the time that she got sent to the Vis-a-Vis and lost.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, well, Ambrose is condemned by the conclave, and it's time for my favorite moment of the episode. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for.
Girl,
It's time for the fisting zone.
I'm traumatized by that.
It's
Okay.
it's your time to talk shit and get fists.
Fisting zone. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we go to the fisting zone, and Agnesik specifically tells the girl that today we will be voting for the girl that stirs the pot the most. And Agnesik specifically
Again?
tells the girls that they cannot be strategic. So it's basically who they like the least. Who do you not like? Who do you not get along?
Yeah. Well, he asked for cizañosa
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is what we talked about last episode, David, you remember.
because
Uh,
maybe there is no clear in the episode, but every episode we have like a question, and then he explained it. But we have like a main question. We have supposedly based our vote on, and the question was cizañosa. Who is the most cizañosa?
yeah.
Okay.
Which,
It's
if you've
not-
seen last episode, you know what
Yes.
cizañosa
It's
is because
important.
Rosa
It's
did it to
important
me.
because I'm gonna explain myself.
It's not fully explained every episode, but by the end of the season, again, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Now I'm getting that there is a question every episode. Because the first couple of fisting zones, I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're just voting, whatever. Now I'm getting that, okay, there is a question every fisting zone. And I'm like, okay, cool. Got it.
But did it start that way?
What?
Was like the first episodes, it felt like it was just vote for who you want. Or was there specific questions since the very
The
beginning?
first episode we were nice, so we were voting like for the one we thought was the worst.
Oh, okay.
But then we were nice, and we were voting
Oh, okay.
for.
No,
Bitches.
you all have not been nice. And sometimes I've gotten on here and I've been like, I'm so mad at these Morbids for voting for
Well,
somebody.
yeah, we know.
Like Luxulu is like, it's like the fifth time she voted for Satan because she voted
I
one
love
for
it.
her.
I love it. She's so petty.
I
Yeah.
love the girls that just vote for the same girl every fucking. It doesn't matter what the question is. I'm voting Satan.
Yeah.
And she's just getting more sassy with her explanation every time. Like
I
Like,
live for it.
just the neck
every
rolls.
time. Every time I live for it. Every
Yeah.
time.
don't betray her.
Yeah, Lord.
Oh my god.
Okay, but we also need to talk about this because this was a gag when I heard this. So apparently, Androgyna and Dystopia hooked up last night. They fully had penetrated sex last night. They were going at it. Cleaves were clapping. You know, we were going at it. Hello? Hello?
It was a very, very, very long night.
Oh,
We
see,
were
I
all like,
didn't.
they were like in the room, and we were all outside, like just like this. All we could hear was like,
And see, I didn't pin Androgyna as a top, so that's very interesting and good knowledge to know.
she's versatile.
Oh, good. Good for her.
Yeah.
Because I was going to
There
say,
you
as I found out on the pod, I did find out Dystopia is a power bottom.
We love it.
which
We
is-
love it.
Oh, we love it.
go. Oh,
Big
yeah.
fan. Big fan. Huge. So, you know, good for Androgyna. Good for
Okay,
both
so
of
why
them.
did she vote for Dystopia?
We don't know.
It's okay. So it's so confusing the way that they told it, at least to us. And even if Gouda's confused, I'm fucking confused, man. I don't know what's
I'm
going on
so
here.
confused.
So
At the end
it
of-
seems
Everything's
like
confusing.
I
Maybe
think
one
by
of them
the end
didn't
of the
finish.
episode, by the end of the episode, Androgyna says like it was like a game of them. Like Dystopia was gonna vote for Androgyna and Androgyna for Dystopia. It was like a game for them, but it didn't go out like they thought.
yeah, it got a little too real too quick because
They're like,
Actually,
Oh.
you all
they
were
mentioned-
supposed to also vote for us.
I was surprised like they voted for Dystopia. Like I was like, is Dystopia the villain? I didn't see it. I didn't see that. But I'm glad the others
Right.
did. I'm glad the
Yeah.
others did see that and didn't vote for me.
yeah. Well, some people did vote for you, and I
Yeah.
have to ask
You
you,
did.
Gouda, did you or did you not clog the toilet?
I did. I did, but there's like a whole story about it. Do you remember the episode where I eat a brain?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I ate the brain, and like an hour before or after, I don't remember. After an hour after, they told me, "Did you vomit the brain?" And I was like, "I didn't know I have to do it. I didn't know I have to do that." So the brain did like the digestion,
Oh, no.
and they told me the stomach don't dissolve some parts because he
might have
doesn't
been-
want to dissolve your own brain by accident.
Oh,
So
Gouda,
it wasn't
Why
no.
very
didn't they tell
dissolved.
you this sooner?
Gouda, no.
I go to the
Oh,
toilet and I give birth to a brain.
So you were like Dystopia a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Gouda,
I have to say
no.
that it's like the bathroom was already how do you say it in English?
Filthy.
Yeah, it was already filthy. It was already full. And I put like a brain on top, like a decoration. I pull and it didn't go. It didn't go.
No.
It didn't go once. It
No.
goes. And when I
No.
realized what I have done, like it just go back with a lot of friends.
Oh no! Oh no!
It was
Oh,
resurrected.
no.
And it was Sando saw it, but it was her own fault. Because the moment that happened, I go out and I say, you shouldn't go to that bathroom.
Oh, God.
But guess what? Sando wanted to go to that bathroom.
Oh, God.
She was curious.
She wanted to know
No.
what was going on.
No. No.
So what was Satan's excuse?
Right. She's just a bitch.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
I don't.
Oh,
remember.
yeah, they were voting. in that moment I was scared because there were two people voting for me. I was like the one with the most votes, and I was like, I have to remember these people what the question was.
People remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I attacked Satan like that. I was like the question is who is talking behind their back. I don't talk behind their back. I tell it to the face.
Right.
Yeah. We also get another very wild moment that we didn't see on camera. Apparently, C-Facto threw her fabric at Satan's face at some point.
I didn't know that.
What's going on?
What the fuck is going on up in here in the MorbiDrags? Like, I need to know.
Apparently, they did talk it out, and they're like good.
I
now,
was
but...
too busy with the bathroom, to be honest.
Oh god, it's so good.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then we have Ambrose calling everyone fake, but specifically calling out Dystopia. What is going on this episode? This is wild. And then C-Facto wants to take revenge on the girls that took away her pin and then supporting for Androgyna. The girls are fighting. The girls are
fighting.
And I was glad because they forget about me.
Exactly. Again, everyone is fighting around Gouda, and everyone just lets Gouda be. And that's how I'd like it to be.
Absolutely.
Don't touch Gouda.
Yeah. And then, of course, Luxie is still pissed. And votes Satan because why not?
After 5 weeks, she's still pissed.
Yep.
Yes. She's not letting this go. Absolutely not.
Good thing she says she forget the things.
And also,
good thing she doesn't hold ground, she said.
Yeah.
Didn't Satan say, what else is there to say? I've already said it. Something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like, well,
I'm running out of
here
things.
before.
At the end of the day, all you can do is vote for Satan.
Absolutely. But I also really, I thought it was iconic that Luxie mentioned that after backstabbing her, Satan came up to Luxie and asked her to vote for C-Facto. What is going on? We are missing so much.
Oh, yeah. We have a strategy. Our strategy was to vote for the ones that hasn't done Vis-a-Vis. And it was C-Facto and Dystopia that week.
Okay.
I know, C-Facto wasn't. It was Dystopia.
Yeah.
But...
And then, okay. And then we get another moment. We get even more drama. Because Aradia decides to vote for Dystopia because Aradia and Androgyna had a little of a thing, and Dystopia kind of stole Androgyna away from Aradia. What the fuck are we missing?
I need this reunion. I need this reunion to just give us everything. Like, I need to know everything. Like, I need y'all to come back on after the reunion and give us all of the information we didn't get to see. Like, I need all the tea. I need all the tea. What the fuck is going on up in here on this day?
It was wild.
Lord. Okay, so we tally up the votes, and for the first time in MorbiDrags history, we have a tie.
It's a tie!
It's a tie between Androgyna and Dystopia. And since none of them wanted to spill the beans when they were asked about who was spreading these rumors around the house, Anyase tells them that both of them will be going into the Vis-a-Vis. And both of them will be punished. But you know what? Fair. At this point, why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's going to be a 3-person Vis-a-Vis, apparently.
Well, it would have been. It would have been. But then Kovac tells everyone stop the music. Ambrose you will not be participating in this Vis-a-Vis. You are safe.
What? Sure.
Why not?
I just love.
Sure.
I just love that. It's like the third time they say, "I don't care what the judges said. You're not going to Vis-a-Vis."
It's like, no, Ambrose, you're not doing it again.
Yeah, but I would like to see it because she will probably like take the plate and just like.
Yeah,
"Let it
Ambrose
be done."
would have killed it because the other
Yeah.
the other Vis-a-Vis that she did was when she had to eat the brain. So she would have done really well in this.
Well,
Vis-a-Vis.
and the other Vis-a-Vis she had to lip sync, and it was bad.
Oh well, yes, that's
So it would have been a nice redemption, honestly.
Yep. I will say everything that happens from here on out, I was so confused. And so immediately after the episode ended, I got on Instagram and I looked at my recent messages and I'm like, okay, which Morbid has been active on Instagram? Luxie, what the hell just happened?
What?
And so she filled me in on what happened in real life.
Sorry, I'm in Eurovision mode right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
So shout out to
Okay.
Luxie for letting me know what I missed.
Shout out,
Thank you,
Luke.
So, in the end, we have a vis-a-vis between the lovers, Dystopia versus Androgyna. This is wild already. But before we even start, Midas tells Androgyna that she did such a good job this week that she's gonna give her back her points. It's a little bit of a constellation prize. But then Androgyna says, I don't want them. Take them away. I don't want those points. And then Midas was like, okay, since you don't want them, I'm going to take away another 10 points. So tonight you will be losing 20 points. Gagatronra.
Bitch.
What?
What the fuck is going on up in here on the MorbiDrags today?
I love
Girl.
it.
Just make a little math. How many days did we have there? We weren't sleeping well. We were all tired.
Mm-hmm.
Judges weren't judging. It was a lot. I don't blame her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
No,
But
not at
tonight's vis-a-vis is a feast of organs. First to finish her plate wins. And then we start the vis-a-vis, and Androgyna just straight up refuses to participate. She just does not want to be here.
I could tell before they even started it. I'm like, she looks like she has no intentions of doing it. She's just looking straight ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, she did not want to do it. And everyone started screaming at her like it was very like Dovima
Do
and
something,
Drag Race
Charlie.
España. Like do something, Charlie. Very much. Like why is she not doing anything? Come on, at least try. And they even told her like, you can. These are grounds for expulsion. If you don't do this,
honestly, at this point, I thought that was fake. I thought they were making up the drama. It wasn't real.
Really?
I was like, oh, she's so good.
She's a good actress.
That's some fucking good acting. It wasn't.
it was
real.
No, baby
It was
ain't
so
acting
real.
at all. Nope.
No.
See, and I could tell, like, so I have my Spanish subtitles on it. I'm like, oh, they just said expel. They stopped everything. They stopped the vis-a-vis. So I'm like, did she just get expelled? That's why I had to message Luxie, because I'm like, did she just get kicked out of the show?
She almost did. But Kovac, I think it was Kovac. Kovac told her, like, we're basically near the finale. You've done such a good job throughout the season. It would be a shame to kick you out just because you're not doing this, but you are losing the vis-a-vis, which is what happens. Androgyna does lose the vis-a-vis. And
Dystopia didn't have to finish.
No, she
Right.
ate like one bite of that brain and then was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, in that moment, she told us like she was very much in her head. And in that moment, she was like, I deserve everything bad in the world. Like, yes, eliminate me. Yes, take away the points. Yes, call my mother and say I'm awful. I don't know. She was like in that headspace so
Spiraling.
bad. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what really solidified the fact that I was like, okay, she's going home, is for the first time at the end of the episode, instead of just ending it where they normally do, we see her go backstage alone, start to take off her wig, and I'm like, this reminds me at the end of Untucked when the eliminated queen is getting ready to go on the bus. So I'm like,
Yeah.
she's out.
Yeah.
No, she just tells us exactly basically what Gouda told us, that she feels super defeated,
Mhm.
that she like was super tired, that she didn't want to really try anymore, that she was just tired. Which, you know, in this kind of situations, I really understand being in a such high pressure environment and then getting told by people that you thought were like really close to you that they're not connecting with you and that they feel like you are not as real as you are. I understand that moment of like, oh, maybe I am a bad person. And so I understand why Adohina feels that way. And hopefully in the next episode, she feels better and she gives us hell. Hopefully she just proves us wrong. Because I really want her to do well.
Me too.
She's given me some of my favorite looks of this entire season. Like, I still think right now my favorite look of this entire season is her DID look. Like, I still think like that's like one of my favorite things I've ever seen. Like, I hope she's able to turn it around. Obviously, Gouda, you know whether she does or not, but no, I love her. Well, then never mind.
I'm 100% real when I say I don't get how this. I don't even know if I get the finale.
Yeah, that's what we've consistently heard from all of our guests.
I love
don't know how
that.
this works.
I know I'm going to the finale, but I don't know if I am a finalist.
I kind of love that because again, MorbiDrags is just doing their own thing, and I live.
Yes.
I live for that. I think it's just like, let's keep everyone on their toes, including all of the contestants. I think that's very fun.
Mhm.
So, would we like a breakdown of the points, even though it's not really a breakdown because most people got the same amount of points?
It's a lot of
Sure.
37s, a lot of 34s, right?
That's pretty much it. Yes. So, in the Suite Imperial, all three of the queens got 37 points, being Miley, Luxie, and Sandovalissima. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. In the Suite Infernal, all three queens got 34 points, being Satan, Sativa, and C-Facto. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. In Averno, I don't know why Gouda's there because she also got 34 points. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. She should.
But I do have to say that I like better the other room than the Infernal. The Infernal room was bad.
Mm.
It was
yeah.
in a point like a competition. I like maybe the rooms are wrong. Maybe this is the best room. But they're telling us it's like the third one, but it's the best.
Because... well, then in that case, I'm happy for you.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yay! You were there with Aradia, who got 30 points. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. In Limbo, we have Ambrose, who had the lowest score of the night with 26 points. And Dystopia, who also had 34 points, but obviously than the Vis-a-Vis. And then in the dungeon is Androhina, who had 29 points. So, you know.
Didn't you have like 7 points?
And probably after they took away all the extra points.
Yeah, after taking away those 20 points.
Yeah, so the score on the screen that I'm looking at currently was 29 points. But after they took away the 20 points, I guess it would be 9.
Oh.
So, yes. But that also means that with their points also means that we have some points to talk about.
And we have our first shakeup in the order in a long time. Things are actually really close between all of us. I mean, I had a strong team that started off really well, but I have had the people in the Vis-a-Vis the past couple of weeks, so that hasn't helped me. But second place and third place have switched. Eduardo, you're now in third place.
Of course.
111.5 points, and only 1.5 points ahead of you is Logan with 113 points. And
I'll take it.
I'm barely ahead of Logan. I'm only 3.5 points ahead. So I'm in first with 116.5 points.
Gouda, I'm gonna need these
So-
judges to give you a damn pin.
Right?
I
So
need
I
you.
want to know, I'm very curious because I only see you for this series, to be honest.
Yes,
Mhm.
What does the winner get?
bragging
Pride.
rights.
Bragging rights. Yeah,
Just bragging rights.
that's
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
Maybe we should have a
literally it.
prize.
That is so lame.
We should.
We do
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
see-
drafts, though.
We do a lot of drafts though. Maybe we should do like an overall for like per channel, because we do them here and then we do them also on our TV channel for our competitive like TV reality TV shows that we cover as well. So maybe we should do a prize like per channel. But yeah, it's mostly just bragging rights. We just like doing it because it's fun. But yeah, that's it. But
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, Gouda, I'm gonna need these judges to reward you for your job well done next week, because I'm manifesting that you're gonna be beautiful next week, because you always are.
Mhm.
And they're gonna give you a pin next week, and they're also gonna give Satan a pin, and they're also gonna give Sativa a pin, and they're also gonna give oh Lord, who the hell else do I have? Why am I forgetting my
Luxie.
team right now?
Oh,
Luxie.
There
Those
you
are my
Morbids.
team members.
so many teams.
Those are my team members, and all of you are gonna get pins next week, and then I'm gonna win.
I have a question for you because
Oh.
this is about to end, and I wanted to know, who do you want to be top 4?
Oh,
Ooh.
how fun! Okay. Oh, that's really difficult, actually.
Yeah, that's really tough.
I haven't thought about that at all.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Who I want or who I think?
Who you want?
Who I
Who you
want.
Okay.
Okay, that's very different.
That's a very different question. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very different question.
I love all of the Morbids. I do have my
Yes.
answer, so I'll go first.
You won't be offended if anybody doesn't name you, correct?
Oh, I will be very offended.
Okay,
good.
I
Good,
will
you
block
should be.
every single one of you,
Great.
and I will report to channel.
Okay.
Great. Good.
Wonderful.
That's
That's
a
fine.
lie. Just say whatever you want.
And then I will block the report, so don't worry. I will block
Ah!
you. I will block the report. That's fine. Here's what I'll say. I think everyone has brought uniqueness, has brought such a great point of view to the show. And I've loved everyone's point of view. My top 4 is going to be based on the 4 people whose points of view and overall collections I have connected to the most. It's not necessarily who has done the best in the competition. There is going to be some correlation with that. But my top 4 is going to be who I've connected to the most as far as point of view and drag aesthetic and performance in the competition. I am going to say you, Gouda, because I have really connected to your point of view. I've loved seeing your drag. I've loved what you've presented. I don't think I've disliked a single thing you've presented so far this season. I've really, really loved seeing your drag presented on the show. So I am gonna say you. I think it goes without saying C-Facto. I think her presentation, the way that she has brought her culture into this competition, has just been marvelous. I think that goes without saying. I am going to say Satan, because I think Satan has been clean, has been polished. I've loved seeing her point of view as well. Like we were talking about earlier, has everything been in a very similar point of view and been through the lens of maybe one character? Yes, but I don't mind that particularly. And I've loved seeing that character kind of morph and evolve into a lot of different perspectives and, characterizations throughout the season. So I'll say Satan. And the 4th pick is very difficult for me. I'm gonna go. Oh, it's really difficult for me, actually.
You can and you will.
I can and I will. I am gonna go. There's a couple people that I want to say here, but I think the person that has been the most consistent and that has surprised me, and I'm going off of surprise factor here. The person that has surprised me the most and has been the most consistent for me has been Luxie Lou.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Gouda, C-Facto, Satan, and Luxie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but there's easily like 7 or 8 people I could have put there. So.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat where I have a pretty clear top 3, and I really think like that 4th spot, it really could come down to next week. Like whoever does the best next week might get that 4th spot for me. But my clear top 3 that I would have right now is C-Facto. It's been no surprise to anybody. C-Facto has been my favorite this season. I've loved all of her looks. And then I would say Luxie Lou. I think she has been kind of hit or miss, but her highs have been so high, and I just really like how she knows how to sell a garment and a theme. I just think it's really cool. Then I would say Dystopia, just because I think she has a really unique point of view that you don't really see on these type of drag shows. Like I want to see more characters and creatures in this universe that Dystopia is in. Then it just becomes like, oh, there's so many different options. So I wouldn't write anybody off for that 4th spot right now.
You have to.
You
Okay.
can and you will.
Okay, I think I'm leaning towards the person that I've seen the most growth from. From early on, there was somebody where I'm like, you could do better than this, and they really have done better, and that's Miley Fish. I think she's really stepped up her game.
Yeah.
This is so tough. This is like picking my favorite child. I don't like
I literally, because I feel like I'm so close to all of you that it's like, even the Morbids that we haven't had on the pod. I'm even like everyone. No shade except for Ambrose. I feel like everyone has it. I love Ambrose. I love Ambrose. I love Ambrose. I love Ambrose.
Can't catch a break.
Oh
I
my God.
Ambrose. I love you, Ambrose.
Every time you say I love Ambrose, less I believe you.
I adore Ambrose the human, but we all know how she's done on this program. But I think everyone else honestly has an argument.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, scores-wise, if we're going off of scores, we all know the scores are not there. Point blank in the period. But I think everyone else honestly has a case where they could be a finalist. And that's just tea. But,
But you love Ambrose.
I do.
I do.
I have really grown to really like and love Ambrose as a human. And the growth has been there. And that's, for the most part, and that's the situation. But.
Yeah. Okay. My first pick for my top 4 will be C-Facto. I just love her point of view. I really appreciate the way that she does things, and like we talked about, I love that she talks about uncomfortable things that most people wouldn't be able to talk about and bring it to art, and I think that's really brave and really like powerful a lot of the times. My number 2 is Luxie Lou. I agree with you, David. It's very high highs and low lows, but when she hits hard, and I really appreciate what she does, and she has an aesthetic that I really connect to and that I really appreciate. My number 3, I think, has to be Satan. I think Satan has really brought a lot of entertainment to my screen. I really enjoy watching her, even when I don't like fully enjoy what she's wearing. I enjoy watching her on my screen every single time. And the last one, this one's the toughest one, but I have to go with Aradia, because not only that I feel like I connected a lot with her when we had her on the podcast, but I feel like she has grown a lot, and she's like told us a lot about her point of view. And I always appreciate a girl that will take the time to make her own stuff, and even when it's crafty, I will always appreciate that. And I have to give huge props to Aradia, even if she isn't doing well, and I don't think that she's gonna be a finalist. I do want to see it. I would love to see it, but is it in the cards? Probably not. But I love her. I love her a lot.
Who knows? I think the thing with these kind of programs is like you get to the semifinal, and everybody got the possibility to be a finalist.
Absolutely.
If enough people die.
Yep.
It's funny, none of us named the person who has the most points on our draft right now, which is Sandovalissima.
That's kind of wild, actually.
Yeah.
Sandovalissima is like on there, but she's like
She's the dark. She's been the dark horse, and I almost had Sandovalissima. The way I did my top 4 was just the people I've connected to the most, but I've been very incredibly impressed with Sandovalissima this entire season.
Yep.
She's very good. The turning point for me was the Pretty Princess week, as I call it. But like that week, I was really like, oh, I get you now. Like, seeing her in her element, I was like, oh, bitch, I get you now. I see where you're at. I see where you're coming from. I see your I see where your POV is. And ever since that week, I'm like, okay, bitch, I see where you're at now. All right. But she's been definitely like a very lovely dark horse competitor. I'm not ruling out. I'm gonna include Ambrose here. I'm not ruling out anybody. I'm not ruling out anybody here. Because genuinely, who fucking knows what the Holy Trinity have in store? At the end of the day, these points may not matter, and it might come down to some random challenge, and who knows? Ambrose Lugosi might come out of the woodworks and slay everyone, and the points might not matter, and the pins might not matter, and Ambrose might win the whole damn season. And you know what?
That is a good point. Like, maybe not all of the spots are based on points.
Exactly.
Maybe one spot is based on a vis-a-vis.
Exactly.
And
or a final performance.
True.
Exactly. Like if there's a final performance or something, or like if there is something that is involving like something that's happening now or something that's going on, like the growth from when you all filmed this season, who fucking knows? I am not counting out anybody at this point.
I think it's going to come down to a lip sync tournament with all floor songs in the finale.
No. No.
Just go through all the floors, discography, every single song.
We have a wheel. It's a wheel of floors discography.
A wheel of fortune.
That was good.
Thanks.
That was good, David. Oh God, that's the last pun. We got to end on that pun.
We do.
We got to end on that.
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We'll finish on that pun.
And thank you, Gouda, so much.
Thank you, Gouda.
So much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Of course. Anytime you want to come. Anytime you want to come back to talk anything drag, you have an open invitation here. Anytime you want.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you are always welcome here in the cup. We love you very much. Thank you so much for being here. We really, really appreciate you being here, and all of the Morbids for giving us all the love that they've shown us. Thank you all so much. It really means the world. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us all your thoughts down in the comments down below. Do you agree with what we said? Do you disagree? What did you think about the fisting song? Were you as gagged as we were? Because Lord knows we were. Yeah, tell us all your thoughts down in the comments. All of our links will be down in the description below, along with all of Gouda's social media links. So make sure to follow her as well. And also make sure to get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And with that being said, we are going to get out of here. So everybody, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Adios.
Adios.